Hello and welcome to Room for Steam. My name is Dot Cannon, and I'm the host of the Over Coffee podcast, where we explore resources at the intersection of art and science. And Room for Steam is an offshoot of that. It's an offering of resources while we all get through the COVID-19 pandemic and isolation that will help you, hopefully, grow your creativity, maybe provide some outlets for you, and possibly help with education. Because right now, a lot of us are saying, oh, how many books can I read? How much television can I possibly watch? I am bored. With that in mind, you might want to think about learning some new skills, and I would like to start right off with some of the areas in which you can. I have 3 different resources to share with you today. The first of them, if you've ever thought about creating 360 video or any kind of virtual reality game, Unity Technologies has something for you. They are offering free access to their Unity Learn Premium program right up until June 20th of this year. Now, their Unity Learn Premium program includes the ability to have the live instruction from the experts who have created the software, and in addition, they are going to be having a game jam happening on May 3rd. Now, what in the world is a game jam? This is their 3rd one. It is a 3-hour event happening Sunday, May 3rd from 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's Pacific time, by the way. Eastern time, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And it's going to be hosted by Mike Geig, who's the evangelist in their creative technologies. Now, a game jam involves downloading one of their mini games, and Mike is going to talk you through adding all kinds of bells and whistles and fun stuff until you wind up with a personalized game of your own. It gets better. You can also wind up by winning a prize. They're gamifying creating the game, which is a whole lot of fun. Let's give you that website once again because there is something to do to get ready. And it would help as we're all getting used to the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's give you the right slide here. I'm getting used to the technology. Here is the slide with the link to sign up for their Learn Premium, and you'll see information about the Game Jam on it here. Now's a good time for me to mention to you that I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with affiliated with Unity Technologies, nor am I sponsored by them. They do not endorse this podcast nor the live web chat. I just really like them and I've enjoyed learning them. You do need to do something first, which is go to this link. They'll show you how to install the Unity Hub and get the version of their micro game they're going to be using on the 3rd, so you're prepared, and then plan on having a good time. I had the pleasure of sitting in on one of their game jams before. It was a blast. I learned kind of a lot. Looking forward to this one as well. Now, what about another resource you might enjoy for perhaps homeschooling? If you're homeschooling, you deserve wings and a halo. Because, of course, kids today are just like we were. Angels, right? Never get in any trouble, never getting anything. Stop rolling on the floor laughing. Yeah, we pass the mischief gene down to them. And if the kids are saying, oh, what do I do now? And you feel like sending them into space sometimes, NASA's going to let you do that. They have the NASA at Home program now. And the NASA at Home program involves all kinds of resources for homeschooling, or for that matter, for anybody who loves space technology. NASA at Home program includes tutorials, citizen science projects, K through 12 lesson plans, and online 360 experiences. There is one online 360 experience that I especially love. This is for grade 4, where you look at it and you're in a house where they outline the different technologies and how they were developed by NASA. What we have today in our everyday life that was first developed through the Space Exploration Program. There's also, it gets cooler, something else you might like to check out. That would be their 360 virtual reality and augmented reality programs. Their AR and VR resources. One of my absolute favorites, actually not a 3-minute, but a 6-minute 360 video. This one is called Train Like an Astronaut, where they take you off to the training facility at Johnson Space Center in Houston, and you get to observe an astronaut in training on the actual site, actually. I'll share with you one piece of information, which is the fact that that spacesuit weighs 300 pounds. When you see astronauts looking like they're just bouncing around in space, that weightlessness really, really helps. One more time here. Here is the link for the NASA at Home program. They are always adding new resources. Check them out and see what you think. All right. Are you ready for a first time ever event that's going to be happening next week? As mentioned before, a lot of us are homeschooling. Last week I mentioned to you Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach has their academy online, their Aquarium Online Academy. And what this is, there's the link at the bottom of the screen. They have 10 years, no exaggeration, worth of lectures for big kids like you and me. They also have daily lessons, daily live streams, and 7 webcams. Young students and those of us who are kids in our hearts can see the moon jellies, the penguins, the blue cavern with all the incredible fish and everything, and they have lesson download plans that you can check out, including art lessons, draw the habitat, things of that nature, and information about conservation. Now it gets better. For the first time ever, Aquarium of Pacific is having Earth Day, a virtual celebration. That's going to be happening next Wednesday, the 22nd April, starting off at 8:45 in the morning and continuing all day long. Now, this actually marks the 20th Earth Day celebration they're going to have, but the first time they've ever done it virtually. Now, what might you see for their virtual Earth Day celebration? Well, you could start off with the 1-hour-long classes they're having on the hour, mainly grades K through 5 throughout the day, but at 2 o'clock for older students, they're going to have a conservation class. Grades 6 through 8 get a chance to have a class in earth science at 2 o'clock. There are going to be special guest appearances by their aquarium animals on Facebook Live. One of them is going to be Rosie Boa. They're also going to have the penguins show up. And they are also having a special guest lecture. I didn't want to forget to tell you too, the Aquariums Live webcam is going to be on that day, and you get to see the moon jellies. These are gorgeous. What you see in my slide here aren't actually moon jellies. These are tubular anemone, photographed over at the aquarium. What they have in common, though, with moon jellies, these are actually iridescent. I've gone and looked closely at the moon jellies, and they look like they have pink and green lights in them. They're absolutely incredible. Designers of wearables could really learn something from these creatures. I was going to tell you about the special guest lecturer. At 7 o'clock that evening, there is going to be a lecture by ocean expert Douglas Macaulay, and he's going to be talking about flood tides and the affairs of humans. He's going to be relating what we're going through right now with COVID-19 to the ocean, conservation, and what do we do? How do we get through this? How do we handle something that's unprecedented and beyond our control? There are lessons in the ocean about that. Once again, here is the website, aquariumofpacific.org/events/info and /Earth Day celebration. Oh, and one more thing. That's happening next Wednesday, again, 22nd April, from 8:45 until straight on through to about 8:30 that evening. But now is the time to start getting ready for something else they're doing. And let's see if I can start getting ready here and show you what that is. Let's begin by doing this. And got the markers and paper out here. Continue by doing that. And maybe I'll just go on by doing this. And now I can demonstrate to you that I'd really better keep my day job when it comes to doing art, because I am no graphic artist, I'm a broadcaster. But all that to show you that the Aquarium of the Pacific is going to be having a challenge, an art challenge. And now is the time to get started. You can draw. This is a pretty, well, pathetic looking representation on my part of the Earth surrounded by a heart. But that is what they want you to draw. And if you will do that, get your best artwork together with the Earth surrounded by a heart and put it up on your social media, then tag Aquarium Pacific. There's the tag. They might just wind up including that in their programming for Earth Day. Once again, you might want to get out the markers, the paints, acrylics, whatever you like to work in as an artist, and start creating your best work. I do crafts, I do not do drawing, but I try doing it for you. Hopefully, now that you're finished laughing, it might be something you'd like to try to do. And one more time, here is where you tag Aquarium Pacific. And let's just go back one slide here, where you'll see the link and the full schedule for the Earth Day celebration happening at the Aquarium of the Pacific. And that pretty much wraps up this edition of Room for Steam. I do have something I'd like to ask you, though. I've been giving you resources here and doing a lot of talking, but now it's your turn to talk to me. What are you looking for at the idea of the intersection of art and science, and what kind of resources for developing creativity or education? Knowing that everything here is offered for informational purposes only, I am no legal expert, I am not any kind of a medical professional, employment professional, I'm a broadcaster. But what would you like to see more of? Let me know. Or do you know of a free resource that would be helpful to mostly artists, makers, and educators, who are primarily the audience for my podcast and very possibly for this as well? And here it comes. One shameless plug. First of all, here's my email, which is roomforsteam@gmail.com. Once again, roomforsteam@gmail.com. And while I'm at it, I do a podcast mentioned at the beginning called Over Coffee. And if you get a chance and would like something to listen to, what we do are interviews with innovators at the intersection of art and science. We usually share their stories and also some resources. Check us out on Apple Podcast, Google Play, or Stitcher. See what you think. If you feel so inclined, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. I almost did iTunes, but I didn't, so I'm proud of myself. And that's pretty much it. Hope that you're staying safe, staying well throughout these scarily unprecedented times. Something to keep in mind, though, 50 years ago, we were the society that saved the lives of 3 men going towards the moon when they had an unprecedented explosion on board. We can certainly get through this together. Take care, be safe. Thank you for listening.